Now we'll begin at the Safari Park Hotel in Nairobi, where the Women's Economic Forum Kenya 2023 is currently ongoing. And Ruth Wamboi is our reporter who will be joining us live now with an update. Good afternoon, Ruth.
Thank you so much, Nisi Imano Okoth. Yes, we are at the Women's Economic Forum, whereby women today is a day. You know, this Women Economic Forum in Kenya started in 2021, just right after the COVID-19 pandemic. And women, as the backbone of economies, they face a lot of challenges in their discharge of their duties, and especially due to cultural barriers and other things. Therefore, this forum here is just to help women to be able to know of the available opportunities that they can take advantage of and ensure that they thrive well in their businesses and other things, because they are the ones who drive the economies. And I'm joined by the Executive Director of Crown Trust, Daisy Amdani, just to let us know what the forum is all about today. Welcome, Daisy.
Thank you so much, Ruth.
Currently, as a director of an organization that deals with women from the grassroots, maybe you can tell us some of the key issues and challenges and how important is this forum to the woman back there at the village.
Thank you so much, Ruth. So when we conceptualized the Women's Economic Forum, the idea was to bring together key policymakers so that we can discuss interventions to unlock women's potential, because we know that women have been excluded socially, politically, and economically. And because of that exclusion, women actually continue to suffer economic disempowerment that makes them vulnerable to very many things. But there are also other barriers, those barriers that make women unable to adequately participate. And we need the government to make deliberate interventions to alleviate those challenges that women are facing. And so it is an important conversation, because our focus is on the women are over half of the population of this country. And for as long as they remain economically marginalized, our economy is not going to grow, because you have over half of your population participating inadequately. So here we are about solutions to unlocking women's potential by asking government to address the barriers and make concrete interventions. So some of the barriers include unpaid care work, the burden of unpaid care work. We know that women they are the ones who do most of the care work at home. But because of that, it makes them unable to engage with the labor force, right? They have to drop out of the labor force because of that. Yet, there are concrete interventions government can make, like, for instance, recognizing that unpaid care work contributes to care work and making it easier to alleviate that burden from women by having, early childhood centers, creches, even recognizing that contribution to economic growth, so that the work that women do is respected. The other thing is access to finance. We know when you try to get money for business, it is difficult, even at the best of times. You need collateral. Women have been culturally excluded, economically excluded, and not allowed to own property. So when you go and you're asked to bring collateral, a plot, title deed, or something, or that you need to have a certain amount of money. Women don't have that, so they can't access finance. So how do you remove those barriers, give access to finance, and then affordable finance? Because finance in Kenya is also very expensive, yeah? Getting a loan, the percentages for those loans, the payback time, the punitive measures, we know. People have been auctioned, so many things have happened. So how do we make it easier for women to access at affordable rates? And we really appreciate what government has done, because government has set aside funds. There are so many funds, Women's Enterprise Fund, Uwezo Fund, the CGS program. The government has been doing its part. The other thing is also we support government by disseminating information. We get this information down to those grassroots women, because remember, for a lot of women, access to information is also a problem. Ikitangazwa kwa redio, na redio ni ya mzee. ama itangazwe kwenye baraza ya chief, and the only time the women go to the baraza is when they're having problems. So how information reaches women, we also help in disseminating that information so that they know how to engage. Then of course there's the issue of skills, building adequate skills for them to be able to run productive enterprises, businesses, do things productively. Hata kama ni agriculture, how do we make that agriculture more productive, so that it's not just subsistence. So these are the things that we are talking about.
And Daisy, I had the CS say that they should take advantage and use their mobile phones, and some of these women are illiterate. How will that one be able to work?
Now, the adult literacy is there. Kuna elimu ya gumbaru. So being illiterate doesn't mean you have to continue being illiterate. Illiteracy is solved by building their capacity to be literate. So using the mobile phone, we may say that they are illiterate, but you can show them and you can teach them how to use the mobile phone and basic literacy, because even those mobile phones that are not necessarily the mobile solutions that are not necessarily smart solutions that you can use with the general feature phones are things that they can be shown how to use. In fact, it helps unlock so many things, because even as the government works towards putting in place the infrastructure, we know that there are places where hizi huduma hazifiki, lakini kupitia simu hizo huduma unaweza ukazifikia. So educating them and showing them how to use that and building their basic literacy skills to understand how to use that, those are also interventions, and that is our commitment as civil society, non-state actors. We are committing to government that we're not just asking you to do this, we are committing that we will partner with you in this. We will do our part. We will go out, we will disseminate the information. We will also come back and tell you what are the challenges, what are the bottlenecks, and ask you to unlock some of these bottlenecks. Like now we have the panel discussions today. We have experts. We are disseminating research based on findings that we through the research that we have carried out. What people are saying on the ground. Sio vitu ati tumekaa kwenye ofisi. The way people think civil society works, that you just sit and generate your own ideas. No. These are informed by real people on the ground, real problems, and they are saying if government can do A, B, C, D.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Daisy, for your time. I wish you a fruitful deliberation.
Thank you.
Now I hand you back to studio Nisi Imano.